Here we go again. So yesterday we were reading about the floods. The ark had been made, the floods came, the floods subsided, and then God made a promise to Noah. So there are a few bits in there. I suppose the flood started, it was the 40 days of rainwater, and in the study section, it's symbolic of a period of testing, 40 days. I'm sure we'll be reading about that as we go even further into the Bible. But again, with the measurements, the floodwaters were 23 feet above the highest mountains on earth, is what's written down here. So I suppose that was done to make sure that the ark wasn't grounded by the mountains while the floodwaters were raging. A few interesting bits in the study section talking about locations and trying to put a bit of context to the writing, really. So Ararat, the place, that is a mountainous region in historical Armenia, and it's known in ancient Assyrian texts as the Kingdom of Urartu, located near the headwaters of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in eastern Turkey. So for me, that's nice to have a bit of it's tangible then. You can pinpoint where that is on the map. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. In terms of as the waters were subsiding and they were trying to find out whether there was any dry land, Noah had sent a raven out. Apparently that's an unclean species. He was sent back and forth and was demanded to come back. The dove that was sent out was taken from the clean birds on the ark itself, and the dove came back with an olive leaf in its mouth, which is a traditional symbol of peace, which again I thought was quite interesting. In terms of the time frame, so the floods went on from actually rainwater coming down and the floods happening for 10.5 months. So it took that from when it started to when it subsided, 10.5 months. They then stayed on the ark for a further 2 months, so they were in the ark for over a year. So yeah, again, quite interesting. And yeah, I suppose one of the final things is God's promise was that he wasn't going to do this again, and it is what it is, basically. But the floodwaters cleanse the home of man, but man's heart remains unchanged, which is true. I think human nature is one of those things. So yeah, just trying to put context to what's there, and the study section is quite interesting for adding that context in. Anyway, today we're going to go on to chapter 9, chapter 10. I'll do 9, we'll see how we get on. The covenant with Noah. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the air, upon everything that creeps on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you, and as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. Only you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. For your lifeblood I will surely require a reckoning. Of every beast I will require it, and of man. Of every man's brother I will require the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by my man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. And you, be fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly on the earth, and multiply in it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, Behold, I establish my covenant with you and your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, and every beast of the earth with you, as many as came out of the ark. I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for all future generations. I set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The bow is the rainbow, by the way. I read that in the study text, that the rainbow is the sign of that covenant. And a reminder of what was agreed. When the bow is in the clouds, I will look upon it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth." Noah and his sons. The sons of Noah who went forth from the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the whole earth was peopled. Noah was the first tiller of the soil. He planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and became drunk, and lay uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. Then Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it upon both their shoulders, and walked backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a slave of slaves shall he be to his brothers." He also said, "Blessed be by the Lord my God be Shem, and let Canaan be his slave. God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem. And let Canaan be his slave." After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. All the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Well, Canaan is in trouble. I'll have to have a read through that again, but he's been cursed. So, yeah, I'll keep it quite brief today. I will go and have a look through the study and read a bit more about that, and we'll do 10 and maybe 11 tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay. Thanks for watching, if you did, and I'll speak to you soon.